What it do, guys? Manjoume here, and today we're checking out the EX9 versus Monster Booster set for the Digimon card game. I really enjoy the fact that this was modeled after the old, I forget what they're actually called, the old Digimon devices that were basically boy Tamagotchis. Really love that fact. And this one, I don't know if it's supposed to, but my package came with this Digimon card game Dash Pack 1.5 as well. So I guess we'll take a quick look at that, because who knows what this is. Something red. Brave Shield. Cool. I already have one of those, but that also means to me that that was kind of an old pack, and they're probably just trying to get rid of it, which I don't blame them. It's nothing too crazy, but hey, I have another, I guess. So let's take a quick look at this. This is a fairly new product. I think it released maybe last week. And in terms of what I'm hoping to get, I would fair to say I'm looking for ManjoumeThunder. That's a secret rare though, so who knows if we're going to be lucky enough to get that one. But the other one I think might be Chimeramon, which of course I would also be very keen to get. Now looking at the front of the box, we have the blue Metal Greymon bursting out of the Digimon device, which I have in another room, but I actually do have this original one. So I kind of would like to get that version 1 playset. That'd be kind of cool. We have the Analog Youth, as well as a Mamemon, which is pretty cool. On the other side, we have a Metal Tyrannomon and Gigadramon. See in the back, not too much going on. And this other side, we have Metal Mamemon and Andromon, which those might both work with a ManjoumeThunder deck, as well as, actually, these as well. Actually, I think most of these seen here might actually work pretty well with a ManjoumeThunder deck. Not sure about Mamemon, but definitely Metal Tyrannomon, Gigadramon, Metal Mamemon, and Andromon, as well as the star of the show, Metal Greymon. They all probably work very well with it. So, but let's take a look at what comes in the box. And first up, we have this Digimon card game legend pack, and it does look like there's 2 cards per pack. Not really sure what this will involve or if they'll be any good for me. So let's take a look. There's only 5 types, so there's only 5 different cards. So you're getting almost half the set in one pack, and that didn't quite work out for me. But we eventually did. So we're looking at a Zubamon. That's interesting. And a Dorumon, which they're both not ones I'm really looking for. And it looks like these were possibly alternate art or maybe just foil versions of other cards. Because we're looking at a EX6 Zubamon and a BT20 Dorumon. So that's pretty interesting. And what is that? Black, yellow? So that's kind of cool. In terms of color coordination, I do actually enjoy that. So we have 24 packs of these, and let's get to it. Now tell me in the comments below what pulls, or did you get a box of your own? Did you get packs? Are there any decks that you're looking forward to playing from this yourself? Pomumon, Tuskmon. I think we could categorize these in terms of what version we have. So this is 5. Get that out of there. Ooh, Gizamon, Tokamon, who is a 3. These are 5s. So I do love the color coding on them. That's actually really cool. Sound Birdmon, Pagumon, which is another version 5. So we got almost a line going on here. Tanemon is a version 4. Ooh, Nanimon. That's kind of cool. Kabuterimon is a 2, which I didn't expect to see that. Ooh, version 4. Okay, so that's Biomon. Raremon, who I don't know if I really care about that because Raremon is an ultimate, but it's undead. I think Raremon is part cyborg, which is cool for me. This one, not as much, and this one doesn't even have a variance to this. So we have Digitamamon, which is version 4. Really hoping that I can get something. Well, obviously, secret rare is always going to be preferred. But, you know, Kunamon is also pretty neat for version 3. I have Hanimon, who is a Liberator. Ooh, Devidramon from 5. We have Sunamon from 2. Ogremon from 3. Unimon from 3. Torapiamon. So that's WG. What's that? Something. What's one of those other ones? I forget which one. Ooh, okay, so we've finally got a version 1 Devimon. Are these just harder to get, or am I just unlucky? File Island. That's going to be an interesting one. I think you at least run that at 1, I would assume. Ooh, Gabumon from version 2. I think that's like the main starter or main rookie of that. So we have Kresgarurumon Ace, which is one of the key players in one of the variants of the decks that you can make with this set. And of course he is right here. Then we have Taitamon Ace, who is the ace for the version 4, which is right here. So it looks like you might be able to maybe create a deck per like set, but I think the best one is either going to be 1 and 2 combined because you have Kresgarurumon and I forget Blitz Greymon maybe, and then they combine into their version of Omnimon, or you just kind of stick with this fully, this fully, this fully, this fully, this fully. But we'll see. We'll see what we get. That was kind of fun to get 2 of those in a pack. Don't imagine we'll get super lucky with those kind of things. But hey, who knows? We'll see. Should get a place for these. Alright, so Kokeshimon. Not too much going on there. I feel like I almost want to do a puppet because I have so many of these puppet cards now. Palmon, which is a version 4. Elecmon, the other rookie for version 2. Dark Tyrannomon, who I was kind of considering for my Tyrannomon deck, but now that I look more closely, I see that he can Digivolve off of a DM monster. I see that he can Digivolve off of a DM for 2, so he's compatible with all these Pendulum Device Digimon, which is good for them, but not for Tyrannomon. It doesn't say off of a reptile, so not great. Off of a green for 2, which is good, but I also run like EX1 Agumon, who's only red, Gaussmon, who's red. So that actually does not work out for me there, but he works for his own deck, I suppose. Eismon, Parasaurmon, Coromon. It's cool. We got the baby for that side. Negamon, Airdramon. Okay, we're getting more support for this set. Betamon, who has jamming and heritable. Digitamamon, so we have 2 of those. Okay, sweet. We got an Analog Youth, who I believe is probably one that you'll be wanting to run in one of these sets. So that's really cool to have. Let me just put that right there. And this one's kind of generic-y all, so I'll just put him with File Island. They kind of fit together in that respect. So let's open it up and see what we get next. Eismon Scatter Mode, not too sure what's going on there. Gizamon for 5. Pagumon, so I think that's our second Pagumon at least. So we're working up towards having quite a bit here. I wonder if it is possible to get just a deck with purely one device version, or if you kind of need to use multiples. It probably is better if you do that. Soundbirdmon, Pomumon, Tuskmon, which I think is a really cool design, and being 2 off of a red does make him a little more useful for me in terms of putting it in a Tyrannomon deck, although he's not a Tyrannomon, so I don't know. I don't know, but that does add another to that stack. Oh, Tokumon, that's pretty cool. And right off of Tokumon, you have Patamon. Don't hate that. Biomon, another rookie. It's what you need. Sukamon, which I don't think we had seen before. So we're really filling that out. Mirai Kinosaki, who I think is the puppet girl. Okay, we got Agumon, who is a foil for that side. Now, we're going to need to pull more of the big boys. And so I got a Kunamon, that's cool. Aizmon, Palmon, who goes there. Elecmon, Hanimon, Ogremon. Had we seen that? We probably have, to be honest. That goes there. Another Koromon. Of course, you're going to want probably 4 of them at least. Well, actually at most. And then who knows if you'll be running any of the babies of the other ones. Anjumon, who I don't remember if I'd seen. Numemon. Oh, Raremon. This is one I was looking for because it's a champion. It's black, which is good for me in my Machinedramon deck, but it is a cyborg as well as undead. And being a cyborg, that's actually pretty useful because the deck uses a lot of cyborgs in their text and stuff, so that's actually pretty cool. So that might see use outside of this area. Then we have Ty and Matt, which is an adventure card that is pretty interesting. I don't know if I'd necessarily run it myself because I don't... Well, we'll see if we get any more of the stuff in the set. But right now I'm going to set it aside. And we did get Blitz Greymon Ace, who is the Ace Mega from the Digimon Device 1. So we have Device 1's Mega Ace. And then we have 2's Mega Ace. I don't think we have one for this stack yet, so that's kind of a bummer. But I think we did get this one, who is Taitamon. And actually, for all the cards we have here, I don't think we got... Yeah, we have not gotten that yet. I don't think we've even gotten a Ultimate yet. I think Champion's probably as far as we've gone with that stack. So hopefully we'll be getting more of them, or at least more copies of the ones that we already have, to augment what we have. So we have Tanemon, Sunamon, Dark Tyrannomon, Devidramon, which I think is a newer one. I don't think we'd had that one before in version 5. Parasaurmon, Tokeshimon, Aizmon Scatter Mode, Kabuterimon, which I think we had one before. Let's see, Devimon, Nanimon, which is a 4. It's gonna be a little hard to, just by looking at them. This is a darker brown. This is kind of more of a red. Oh, okay. Wasn't even paying attention. Skull Greymon version 2, which is funny. And Mamemon, who is a mutant. So I was kind of right in that I didn't really think that he would count for Cyborg and Machinedramon, and he does not. But he is a version 1, so that is cool. Let's see what else we got here. Torapiamon, Unimon, Pagumon, Tokomon, Tuskmon, Soundbirdmon, Pomumon, oh, Greymon, which I love that artwork. He looks very triumphant. Of course, that goes to DM1, Gazimon, which I don't think we had seen, Protein, which is really cool, and as long as you have DM in a Digimon trait, or Tamer, it doesn't matter with the color, other than if a card said, hey, grab a card of this color. Otherwise, we'll put that in like the generic bits. Hi, Andromon. This is version 3's Ace, so that's like the best. Oh, okay, sweet. We have Omnimon Alter S. So this is the guy that the 2 megas are trying to create together. I do believe, yeah, DM version 1 and version 2. So it actually brings these two together. Obviously, being a DNA Digivolving. That's really cool. And let's see what we have here. Gizamon, Koromon, that's good. Honeymon, Ogremon, who is 3, yeah. Parasaurmon, Palmon, Unimon, ooh, Kowagamon. I don't think we had actually seen this one. Or if we had, it hadn't been too many. Monochromon, which growing up was one of my favorite Digimon. It was just Ankylosaur, really cool. It gives Blocker, which I don't think we've seen too much in this set. This is version 4. Garurumon, which is version 2. And X Tyrannomon, who unfortunately is not a dinosaur, so I don't think he actually works out too well for me in my Tyrannomon deck. But if I'm going for a version 5, there is an ultimate, as weird as it looks, Karakuramon. I don't really know what's going on there. Puppets aren't really my thing in terms of Digimon, although it looks like I now have a bunch of the cards. Eismon Scatter Mode, Tanemon, Eismon, Elecmon, Sunamon, Kokeshimon, Dark Tyrannomon, another File Island, Gabumon, Betamon, which was version 1, Karakuramon, and, oh, okay, so this is a new one. We have Rare Garurumon Sagittarius Mode, who is like the step above from a Rare Garurumon, and this is an adventure card, so it actually fits along with these guys right here, and it is almost effectively like an X-antibody version of, or upgraded version of Rare Garurumon, so I'm actually pretty excited about that, and I would rather have gotten the Greymon version, because that one I think I actually would run. This one I don't know if I'll necessarily run, but it's really cool to have it, and who knows, I might change my decks to include more Rare Garurumon to get the most out of that. Kunemon, Topopiamon, Davidramon, so that's here, Tokomon, Tuskamon, Pagumon, Pomumon, Raremon, again, that's an interesting one. Greymon, Monochromon, which is 4. Hydramon, not too great for me, but interesting. Ooh, Megadramon. Oh, that's Megadramon, not Gigadramon. Who is a cyborg, which is always good for me, which I like. End of attack once per turn by unsuspending this Digimon. Delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level. So you're able to reboot, but it's at the end of the attack, so you would be able to go for another attack by getting rid of one of your own guys. That's pretty interesting, and that goes right there. Okay, Kokeshimon, Davidramon, Dark Tyrannomon, Ogremon, Pomumon, Hanimon. Oh, a Pomumon, but is foil. Protein, Biomon. That's kind of fun. Patamon, another Kresgarumon Ace. Oh, okay, sweet. That's what I wanted. We have Metal Greymon, Alterous Mode, alternate art. So that's kind of cool. And it's textured. I don't know if you can see that super well. Maybe if I do that? No. Well, at any rate, it is textured, which is really cool. And it digivolves off of any Metal Greymon for a cost of 1, a level 4 Greymon in the name, or level 4 with Adventure trait for 3. So it can just be an ultimate, or you can upgrade a normal Greymon. So that's pretty versatile. And its inheritable effect is plus 4,000 DP during your turn, of course, but not the best, but it adds so much during your turn. And if I had to get an alternate art for one of the two, it would have definitely have been Metal Greymon Alterous Mode. Still, I don't think I've gotten the cover art boy yet. That's probably the one I want to get next, because he seems pretty hype. So, Sound Birdmon, Gizamon, so over here, Kokeshimon, Parasauromon, Kunemon, Sunemon, Koromon, Debidramon, Sukamon, Nanimon. Ooh, I do like what I'm seeing here. Nanimon goes with number 4, and we have Analog Man, who is a part of this set of, the devices, but he specifically works with Machine Cyborg, so Machine Dramon. Don't know if this, actually, he's a memory setter. Shoot. Okay, that's actually really good. I would at least run him at 2 in my deck, maybe more, depending on what that other effect is. And then we have Titamon, who, it's an ace. It's cool. And then this is, put him right there. I don't know. All right, so we're halfway through the box. We've had some pretty interesting hits, and I am happy with that Metal Greymon because alternate arts are always cool. Ogremon, Elecmon, Honeymon, Torpiamon, Palmon, Devidramon, Unimon, Airdramon, which is, that's a 1? I've gotten that wrong earlier. Let's see, Gazimon, Numemon. Oh, Edamon. I don't think I'd seen that one before. That's a 3. And then a Blitz Greymon Ace. So I think that's actually our second one of those, which is good. You want more than one, of course. I want to say we have not hit a Metal Greymon yet. See, Eismon Scatter Mode, Eismon, Dark Tyrannomon, Tanemon, Soundbirdmon, Pomumon, Tokamon, see, Kuwagamon, Negamon, Garurumon, Agumon, and then a normal art Metal Greymon Alterius mode. So you can actually see the difference in the artwork here, where one is like a cool pose and one's like kind of a 3D pose coming at you. You can kind of see the textured art a little better on there. So happy to have gotten 2 of those opposed to 2 of the other one. But yeah, let's hope to get, I guess, another Omnimon and one of the secret rares. I want a secret rare because it's a secret rare. Let's see, Tuskmon, Gizamon, Pagumon, Torpiamon, Devidramon, a lot of these. Unimon, Koromon, we must have 4 of those at this point. Kabuterimon, Angemon, Violet Island, Sweet Analog Man, and Cernumon, which is the mega of those wilderness, I don't even know what it's called, but that wilderness group. So I think realistically, it's like the puppets, the wildlife, the different versions, and let's see what else. And the Eismon. That's probably the main set decks that are going on here. So let's continue on, because we are not done yet. And that was terrible. That was actually really bad. Okay. Kokeshimon, Ogremon, Dark Tyrannomon, Eismon Scatter Mode, Kunimon, Sunemon, Parasauromon, Gabumon, Devimon, Betamon, and another Mirai Kinosaki, and underneath is another Kresgarurumon ace. So I think now we have 2 of each of the aces, which is pretty rad. At the very least, if I end up wanting to make the deck, it just means I have to get less of them. If I'm running them at 4, hey, I only need to get 2 of each. On top of what I have. Let's see, Elecmon, Tanemon, Honeymon, Eismon. Let's see, Palmon, Pomumon, Tuskmon, Protein, Patamon, Raremon, Mamemon. Ooh, okay. We have an alternate art Analog Man. Really cool. And you can even see Machine Dramon in the background. So we can compare the 2 artworks. Night and day. This one looks premium with the texture The texture on this, you can kind of see at an angle where it's kind of a matte finish on his head and its head, and it is shiny on its eyeball here and his glasses. So that was a cool little touch there. That really makes me want to make that MachineDramon deck. And hey, we kind of need a MachineDramon to do that, so I'm hoping we can get one. Torpiamon, Parasauromon, Sunamon, Unimon, Pagumon, Izamon. Ooh, an alternate art Betamon. That's pretty cool. The funny part is, being an alternate art one, it's a version 1. So normally it would have that brown kind of border. This one doesn't have that. This one, because it's blue, it just has a blue border, which kind of makes it not fit along with the other ones, but it's still super cool. Nanimon, which is version 4. Monochromon, version 4. Angemon, version 2. We got that meat. So we got protein, and I think that's the first meat we've gotten. Ooh, okay, so we did get a secret rare in Chimeramon, who looks super cool and is clearly made out of several Digimon. And man, I was glad to at least get one. I'm hoping I can get more than one, or at the very least. Oh, wait, this is a version 3. Wow, that's surprising. So that goes here, technically speaking. Although I know you could, especially him, play it around other ones, but very interesting. I'm glad to get the secret rare, of course, and kind of wish it had been MachineDramon, because I'm kind of going more MachineDramon focused with my stuff, but I'm not too mad, because secret rare is a secret rare. Gizamon, Tokamon, Soundbirdmon, Pagumon, Tanemon, Kunamon, Hanimon, Sukamon, Negamon, Gazimon. Oh, a foil Tyrannomon. No, I think that was already foil. Nothing different there. Ty and Matt, another adventure card. Maybe if it was like an alt art or something, that'd be a little bit cooler, a little more standout-ish. As it is, not too crazy. And let's see what's left. I think we have about 5 packs left. So we have Devidramon, Sunimon, Ogremon, Unimon, Torpiamon, Kokeshimon, Palmon, Biomon, Kabuterimon, Numemon, High Andromon Ace, which is the 3, and Digitamamon, which is right there in version 4. I am interested to see if you could make like one deck per each, and then you'd end up with 5 separate decks, if that even works out. I'm sure you could put some like generic support, but they all just kind of work so much better together, just because they have that unifying DM trait. So Elecmon, Dark Tyrannomon, Izmon, Parasauromon, Goramon, Izmon Scatter Mode, Gizamon, Garurumon, Kuwagamon, yeah, Greymon, thought he was foil, that's fine. Raremon, again, not part of it. And then Agumon, of course you need that boy. So I think we're up to our last like 3 packs, so see if we can get any good hits. Pagumon, Soundbirdmon, Pomumon, Tuskmon, Tokamon, Kunamon, Izmon, Airdramon, File Island, which, yeah, cool. They have Gabumon, Karakuramon, and Mamemon. Okay, so we got 2 left. 2 left, okay. Let's see what we got to show for it all. Palmon, Elecmon, Hanimon, Ogremon, Koramon, Tanemon, Sunamon, Sukamon, Greymon, Raremon, which I still like. Not sure if I'm going to use it. Hydramon, and Abadomon, which I'm not exactly sure. Oh, it's some kind of Negamon combination thing. So one last pack. Obviously, I hope we can get a secret rare, because that's pretty cool. Any alt art, of course, is also really cool and appreciated. So Dark Tyrannomon, Devidramon, Parasaurmon, Kokeshimon, Eismon, Scatter Mode, Torapiamon, Unimon, Negamon, Patamon, who, I mean, it does say DM trade, it doesn't say DM version, whatever trade. So he can go into Anjumon, Skull Greymon, which I think we did see before, and another meat. So at least we got multiples of those. So that is it for the box. Well, guys, that's it for the EX9 versus Monster box set for the Digimon card game. Which was your favorite card? Are you going to be making any of the new decks? Are you going to be adding any of the cards featured here today to your current decks? Has this inspired you to get your own box? Because honestly, opening them, pretty fun. I can't always say it's financially responsible, but if you have the extra funds, why not? If you want to stay up to date on my videos and live streams on both YouTube and Twitch, check out links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining. That's all for now, guys. Manjoume out.